If I lost everything today and I had to start my money journey again from scratch in 2025 with zero savings, zero investment, and a bank account screaming insufficient funds, here's exactly what I will do differently. And no, it's not about saving on coffee and living in suffering. Hi, my name is Ola. Welcome to my channel. On this channel, I talk about everything personal finance, investing, and the economy. If you are just connecting with us, I welcome you to join our community by subscribing, hitting the notification button, and staying tuned. Today, we'll be talking about 3 powerful money tools that you should not skip. They would help you whether you are broke, you're just starting, or you're actually just trying to put your finances in order. So let's get to it. The first thing that I will do is I automate my savings. Now, just understand that if saving is dependent on you, your mood, your emotions, your willpower, you are already losing. Just know that. I used to save whatever was left at the end of the month, but I realized something, nothing ever was left. So I had to switch it up, right? And it is still working for me till today. And I recommend that you do that also. Switch it up. Pay yourself first. Think of it as a tax that you are deducting today for your future life and living. Now, the thing is, if you're broke, if your account is not really balancing, you might say, how much do I really have? But the thing is, it's not about how much you have. Even if you have 5K, 1K, $5, $1, it's a muscle that you are trying to build. That is what you need to understand here. We're not about how much you have as much as we're about you understanding that discipline, because eventually you would grow out of this season. But if you do not have the habits already set, you will struggle. So the first thing is automate your savings. Now, this is 2025. That's pretty easy. How do you do that? Dedicate one bank account as your savings account, whatever account it is, just decide. And then wherever you get paid into, automate it, that if it's on the 24th, on the 14th, whatever day that you get paid, if it's twice a month or once a month, you just move whatever little thing it is that you can. That is the first thing that I would do. The bottom line is that you can't build wealth on leftovers. You have to make saving non-negotiable and automatic. Yeah. Now, the second thing that I would do differently is that I would start investing immediately. Now, what do I mean by that? You may ask that, how much do I really have that I can invest? Yes, that is something that we need to kill. The fact is that there are investment opportunities that you can do with $10. There are investment opportunities that you can do with 1,000 Naira. There are investment opportunities that you can go into with $5 Canadian or 10 Canadian dollars at the minimum. What are these? Your investment apps, your apps with your banks, they are there. Don't look at the amount that you have with disdain. If they would take it and give you 1 cent as a return, start. It is very, 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 very important. And it's something that I would do today if I was to start. Why? Because there's something called compounding. The way you build wealth is that you save, then you invest, then you reinvest. That's actually how you build wealth. And so, piggybacking on the fact that you have to actually start from somewhere, wherever you are, just pick yourself up and start. That is exactly what I would do if I had to start from ground zero today. And it's so important because the goal is not necessarily returns here. It's the repetitive action. I repeat, it's the tiny investments that build your confidence, that helps you understand the economy, helps you understand investment, so that you don't learn investment 101 or 102 with big money, right? So you are taking those baby steps as you are building yourself up. Now, most important thing is that you start small, you stay consistent, because the magic is not in the money, it's in the mindset, it's in consistency. Yeah. Now, before I jump to the last thing that I would do, if you are someone who feels like, oh, I'm not starting from ground zero, but I really still need to put my finances in order, I'm not sure what I should be doing right now, I just launched a high earners clarity checklist, a list of things that every high earner who wants to put their finances in order should tick off all the boxes to make sure that their finances are in order. If this is something that you need, it will be in the description box. Click on it, download it, and see you on the other side. Now, back to the last thing that I will do is that I will ignore the hype and focus on the fundamentals, right? What you need to understand is that there would always be shiny objects in the market. And I'm sure you have heard, and if you haven't heard before, time in the market is more important than timing the market. We have talked about the fact that it's slow and steady, consistency building over time that works better than the ups and the downs. Think of the guys that win the lottery or win a random bonus here or there. They tend to just splurge because they feel like, oh, we can never finish until it actually does. But if you build the right muscles, right, and you focus on the stable stuff. Now, it's also important here because people think that the only way to invest is either in stocks or in real estate, right? And everything must be volatile. There must always be some kind of volatility to your portfolio. No, there is a way to build a portfolio that is kind of steady, that you know that even if things go bad, even if some investments don't do well, at the minimum, I won't go below this. There are investments that guarantee your principal amount. Yes, there are those kind of investments. And this is where I would jump at those while I'm building. Why? Because if I'm actually starting from broke, I literally cannot afford to go back to ground zero again. So I need to build intentionally. Yeah? Does that make sense? So in summary, on this last point, budgeting, saving, investing consistently, diversifying, that's the real formula. And it works in any market. That is the most important thing to know. It works in every single market. There's no market where over time it will not yield the right results. Yeah? And finally, about shiny objects. If I can't explain the logic of this investment to a 12-year-old or a 5-year-old, then pause, think about it. And if you see promise of a guaranteed return of 40% in 2 weeks, or those kind of random things, pause again. The people who win long term aren't the ones chasing hype. They are the ones who master the boring, repeatable stuff. And it's very, very important to highlight that. So if I had to start again in 2025, I would automate my savings because technology is such a thing right now. I would invest early and block out all the noise so that I can master the basics and build sustainably. Remember, you don't need a big brick to build wealth. You need a consistent plan and a bit of patience. That is the combination. Now, if you don't have the plan but you have patience, well, and if you have the plan but you're impatient, it will be like you plant and then you go and dig up what you planted before it produces the returns. Do you understand that? So if this has helped you, hit the like button, share with a friend, and also look out for our workshops on financial planning. The links will be in the description box. Just check out our products and our services, how we can help you in your money journey. But don't forget, you can't outsource your health and your finances. You always have to engage. So today, tell me in the comment section, what step are you going to take from today's video? I really want to know because you have to engage. You have to take action. Thank you and see you in the next video.